back. Best backyard sports jargon ever. Episode 3. It's draft recap time. I'm here with Chris Roy and our buddy Joey Stevens. And all right, guys, it's in the books. What are we giving the Lions?
It's not officially over yet, right? There's still like.
I think the Lions are.
Yeah, the Lions are done. There's like 10 picks left or something.
Yeah, it's in the books for us.
For all intents and purposes, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Joey?
From the Lions' perspective, I mean,
Yeah.
not much to complain about. I mean, other than not being able to get anything in the first round, not being able to trade back at all. Really, there's not much to complain about, which is a weird feeling for for Bob Quinn and the Lions.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like in years past, when it comes to Lions drafts, like the ones that I've been happy about have overall probably been the worst ones. The ones that never pan out. Like,
I mean,
when I actually like it.
I am a huge – I don't think there's been a bigger critic of Matt Patricia and fucking Quinn than me, but I think they nailed this draft. Like, there's nothing that – everything I read on these guys – I mean, granted, some of these guys I didn't know anything about, but our first 4 picks, it's like a consensus across all analysts that, like, we got 4 starters. Like, that's what I've seen from almost everybody. And my can't miss prospect, DeAndre Swift. I've wanted this guy for 2 years, and we actually get him. I can't even tell you how excited I am about that.
Not to mention, too, like, that was totally out of left field. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody – I mean, I didn't see a damn thing that said we were even contemplating taking a running back.
I don't think anybody thought that would actually happen in the second round.
Like, and let alone, I mean, and that was – I mean, I know Clyde went in the first round, but, I mean, most of the rankings I saw, Swift was the best running back in the draft.
It's because he is.
Like, it was between him and Taylor most of the time, but I saw Swift. Like, I know Mel Kiper had Swift ranked ahead of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
But
I mean, that pick is – it looks good for now.
yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, he's going to be our freaking bell cow, probably by week 6 or so when Terry gets hurt again.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he's got. But I mean, Okudah, first round, that's pretty much what we all saw happening. I mean,
yeah, I mean, quality player. I mean, he's definitely a high character guy, which is, I mean, nice when you're taking a dude 3rd overall.
That's just, I mean, none of us disliked him though. Like, we all say he's a good player.
We all say he's a good player.
We don't like him at 3, and even still, like, I mean, I'm bummed we couldn't get a trade because I feel like we still could have got him at 5 or 6.
Exactly. Yeah.
And picked something else up. I mean, even if it was like picking up a 3rd rounder, like anything. Like,
Anything. Yeah.
Could have picked up anything. Like, none of those teams. If you're moving back to 6, nobody's taking him before you.
Well,
like, you get anything.
But again, like, as it played out, it was all smoke screens from all angles. I think Miami wanted Tua, and there was no threat of us. There was no real threat of us or the Giants taking him. And I think Miami didn't see any team trading up to trade for an oft-injured quarterback. And I think San Diego wanted Herbert.
But whose fault is it that there was no threat of us taking a quarterback?
Oh, that's on
Bob Quinn, right?
Yeah, Quinn let it be known that, number 2's up for grabs months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
He should have played it close to the vest, like, oh, no, we want Tua at 3. And then
exactly.
he might have been like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I saw this quote the other day. It said, if you were starting a poker game, Bob Quinn would be the first person you call because he doesn't have a poker face.
No.
Like, it'd be easy to take anything from him because it's just he doesn't know how to bluff.
Yeah, that's the Patriot way. That's the complete opposite of the Patriot way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then
pretty much from day one, we all knew it was Okudah. Like,
exactly.
That's the first name I remember hearing, and then sure shit, like, that's who we end up taking.
Yeah.
And this, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Okorwa. How do you pronounce that name?
Akwara.
Yeah.
Akwara. I mean, everything I read on him is he's going to be a stud. Like, I mean, I saw one. There was one analyst that said he's a situational guy, but everybody else said no. This dude's legit.
He got hurt, and I guess he was supposed to be a top first or second round pick, but then he got hurt and moved him back. So
yeah, I heard that like before he got hurt, he was looking to be like a late first rounder, early second. But I don't know, man. You know, my spidey sense with prospects, I'm not sold on that pick. Like I don't know. It's just nothing. Like just seeing him physically, he doesn't look physically intimidating. Like
if nothing else, it did fill a need. I mean,
well, no, yeah, and I'm all for pass rush was huge. I mean, that like honestly, if I said that there was one thing that we needed to address more than anything else in this draft would be the pass rush. But I mean, especially considering the fact like hopefully we blitz more than 6 times this next season. Because like that right there is also a problem. It's just the play on defense too. Like seriously. We blitzed 6 times in 16 games last year. Like we just don't get after the quarterback.
Yeah, it's a problem. You're facing Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, like I'm all for, you know, addressing the pass rush, but just I don't know. Like I know that there was that other outside backer that was like really that was known for getting after the quarterback that we didn't end up taking.
Zach Bond?
Espinenza.
I liked Bond a lot, yeah.
Yeah, like I heard, I was hoping that maybe we take him, but
didn't New Orleans trade up for him?
They did, yeah. And the other interesting thing, we always talk how bad the defense was, right? They didn't. I mean, they drafted Okuda obviously, but then they drafted a running back, and then an outside linebacker, and then 2 guards, and then a receiver, and then another running back. So it's like they really didn't address the defense that much.
Their last pick was a D tackle from Ohio State. I guess we're just trying to get Ohio State's guys. Like,
yeah, 3 Ohio State guys, right?
Yeah. That's the thing too. Like that's a problem. Like, I mean, I'm all for keeping Stafford, you know, protected, and we drafted Swift, so obviously we want to address the running game, and you know and we lost the offensive lineman. So, but yeah, the defense is a real.
No, they didn't get any. I mean, they didn't get anyone of note, right? They got Danny Shelton. Doesn't do anything for me, and Desmond Trufant, I guess.
Maybe we pull off a trade and get Yannick.
Yeah.
The only problem with that, and I'd be all for it, but the only problem is he's up for a contract, so we'd have to give him a max deal.
We got a bunch of money. Spend it.
But do you spend it on 2 defensive ends? Because Flowers is already wrapped up in a lot of it, so then he's going to take the rest.
Yeah. But
I guess heading into next season, you got to think like Stafford. They might move on from Stafford, especially if Quinn and Patricia are gone. Stafford's going to be gone. So you know that contract's probably going to come off the books. So I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I think it makes our defense a lot better if you add him. Add him with Okuda.
For sure.
If Aquara.
Maybe.
We didn't address the defense in the draft. And when you look at the positions we did address, like, unless Aquara comes in and like is freaking Nick Bosa right off the bat, like, you know, Okuda, like we said before, he can't guard people for 15 seconds. So like really even the 2, you know, small parts that we did address in the draft, it's not like those are going to be super high impact players.
I mean, assuming Aquara is going to be a starter, how does that play out? Because Jamie Collins is definitely starting. July Tavai, you got to imagine is going to be a starter. So does that mean Davis goes outside with Aquara, or does that leave Davis as the odd man out?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, the biggest thing is Patricia needs to figure out a way to rush the quarterback, right? You can't if that means playing all those guys, then sure. But
that's just the thing. I mean, with as much, I mean, it's not like it's the NFL. Like you need depth. So I mean, all those guys are going to get used. It's not like you can only use 3 linebackers. Like I
should be blitzing more.
I could see like Davis near the end of the year last year, he started doing a lot better on those like the late blitzes and like those play because he's fast as hell, man. So like those delayed blitzes, man, and he can drop back into coverage for the first, you know, 2 seconds or whatever, and then he fucking goes after the quarterback after that. Like he actually made a few good plays near the end of last year doing that stuff. So he could start to just kind of turn into like a situational type player. So
yeah, and Jelani Tavai, I mean, he's
have a little respect for the show and mute the phone. you know?
Not my phone. It's my iPad, and I can't mute it.
Oh,
So.
I just did mine.
I got this pulled up where I got all the teams' picks here, so that way I got a reference.
I
I
mean,
took notes. I did your note thing.
Yeah,
uh,
there you go.
I mean, I don't need notes for this, but like I got to applaud the Green Bay Packers. They came into this thing with a strategy that's never been done before. Instead of addressing need, they said, "Where are we good?" And we're going to draft the same players.
Hey, I mean that's an artificial. I'm all for it.
It's like someone got drunk in Green Bay and was just like, who can we pick that pisses everybody off?
Well, yeah, I mean that's just like, dude, they're in the NFC Championship last year, so like you're knocking on the door and do nothing to make your team better.
They got slashed. San Francisco had 186 yards before contact in the NFC Championship game. Like, you think that the first two levels of the defense needed a little bit of addressing, you know?
Not only that, but like just outside of Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams, like who does Rodgers have on that offense? Like
no one.
Yeah, they lost Geronimo Allison,
who sucked. He's terrible.
He can't hear.
Yeah. Now we got
he was better than the dudes that they had in here after.
I think their second best receiver was their 5th or 6th round rookie, the dude, the big boy.
Valdez-Scantling?
Yes. No, the other one started with an L. I had him on fantasy. God.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I don't
know. Case in point, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. He was probably their second best option.
So instead of giving Rodgers a weapon with a super deep receiving class, like they draft a quarterback.
Alan Lazard.
Oh, Alan Lazard.
Oh, yeah. Whoop-de-doo.
Oh, they signed Evan Funchess, by the way. Watch out.
Oh, sweet. Another guy to drop balls. Awesome.
Biggest underachiever. What, man, talk about having high hopes for somebody and just completely disappointing across the board, like in college and in the NFL.
Yep.
But no, for sure. And I know going back to the Lions, that second running back we took, I'm actually not hating that pick. He's like a utility dude.
He looks like he's going to be the returner.
He's a good returner, but also they said like he was the only running back in this draft that had over 1,000 receiving yards in the season.
He's super fast too, right? He had a good time.
Basically, like a Darren Sproles type. Like he can play. They said they could put him in the slot. He'll be like a third down back type of player, return man. Like dude, our special teams has been dick for a long time, so I'm all for trying to get some explosiveness on there.
Did you see what Okuda said about Cephas, that 5th round wide receiver that we drafted?
No, what'd he say?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
said he was the hardest wide receiver to cover in his college career.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Cephas because he went to Wisconsin. He's just a big physical dude. He's slow, but he's just big and physical.
That's the thing. Go after it. They said at the combine he ran a 4.76, which is like the worst out of all the wide receivers. But his pro day he ran a 4.56.
He ran a 4.56.
Huh?
I thought it said a 4.6 at his pro day.
4.56. I looked it up right before this. I did some digging on him. He also led all receivers.
A little home field advantage there. A little home field.
But also he led all receivers with bench press.
He's a big dude, yeah.
He's only 206. He weighs 206 pounds, but he did 23 reps on the bench.
Yeah, that's physical. They say he's very physical and he's very good in traffic.
Dude, that's legit. 205 pounds and he freaking benches 225 23 times. And I watched the video of him doing it. Like he's got long arms, dude, and he was completely locking every rep out. It almost looked weird because the bar was traveling so far. And dude, he repped it out 23 times. That's impressive, dude. Like he's strong. Like that bodes well. And the other thing I read about him that I really liked is they say he's a vocal dude. Like he's a leader. Like I guess he got the nickname started in high school. They called him, because what's his name, like Quintez, right?
Yeah.
They called him Quintagious because I guess as a sophomore he came in and like the juniors and seniors started following him because he's just like a vocal leader. Like, so that's a pretty badass like trait too. So
He balled out again in like the big games. He had a really good game against Wisconsin. He beat up on Michigan a few times. He did have like some legal issues. I think that's one reason he slipped.
Yeah, I saw that.
he was acquitted of that. Just
Okay, just saying.
So, you never know.
Yeah.
I didn't see that though. Yeah, he was like sexual assault.
I saw one analyst, I forget who it was. They labeled the Ohio State guard Jackson. Is that his last name?
Jonah Jackson.
Jonah Jackson, yeah. They said that he was the best guard in the draft. Most complete guard in the draft.
Yeah. They said him and that other guy, the kid from Kentucky, Logan Stenberg, both of them are super physical, like mauler
if those two
dudes.
become starters, this is a big this is a home run draft.
They kind of need at least one of them to be a starter.
Yeah. One of them. I mean, that's what I like about Jonah Jackson is, I mean, he's playing at Ohio State, dude. So he's going up against, top talent.
You can say that about all of them. You got Ohio State, Georgia, and then Notre Dame, Ohio State, and then Wisconsin. You got big time programs.
Yeah.
Big time competition.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's easy for shit to look good and sexy on paper, but we'll see how, we already know, hey, we can scout people somewhat decent. It's actually developing them and turning them into starters, which we already know that we suck at.
Yeah.
A la every freaking player that plays here and then goes somewhere else and tears it up. So
yeah, so DeAndre Swift will be awesome with the new coach. That's what you're saying, right?
so yeah, like I'm like we were talking about this. Like I like Swift. Like I think he's sweet and like it's cool that we got him, but like I almost don't want him because I feel like he's just doomed not to be good now. Like either A, he's gonna just suck, or B, he'll get injured and like something bad's gonna happen, and then he'll either just be a flop or he'll go somewhere else and do better. Like that's literally what happens with Lions, like the guys that we draft. Like I feel like we're just doomed to never actually have something pan out because it's never happened before.
The only thing I like is at least he's not a system running back. It's not like they drafted him. Oh, he's really good in a zone running scheme, or like no matter what coaching staff ends up taking over after this year, like assuming, probability that's going to happen. Like he's still going to be like, okay, he's going to be the feature guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he better be starter within by next year, I would think.
If he doesn't start day one, I'm gonna be pissed.
He won't be the starter day one.
He's not gonna. Yeah.
We'll still give it to carry on. If they only give him like 6-7 touches a game, I'm like.
I think it'll be that way for a while. Yeah. Remember in Philadelphia, Miles Sanders last year, he like didn't start in the beginning, but then towards the end, he was like the man. That feels like what it's going to be.
I mean, I guess it depends on how well he picks up the system.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So just to start widening the scope outside the Lions, we'll start with Joey. What teams, like 2 or 3 teams or whatever, that really kind of caught your eye with a good draft?
Yeah, the Ravens, because the Ravens are awesome at drafting. They got Patrick Queen, the linebacker from LSU, who's a beast.
He's awesome.
He's a tackling machine.
Yeah, I feel like anytime the Ravens or the Steelers draft a linebacker, it's a badass pick.
They're awesome. Yeah, exactly.
Regardless.
Yeah, and then they went J.K. Dobbins, so they got that too.
Yeah, that's right there. Like I could totally see that being like rookie of the year.
Yeah, they have Mark Ingram, so you figure they'll probably split a lot, but they run all the time, so they need 2 running backs. And then also they got that kid from Texas, the wide receiver Duvernay, who was like one of the best hands in the draft. So I feel like the Ravens killed it, as they always do.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. As soon as they took J.K. Dobbins, I was like, God, because I wanted Dobbins to go to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So badly. Yeah. I'm trying so hard to be a Dolphins fan.
Me too. Like, I was close.
Like they took Tua. Like, man, you could match him up with you got all these badass running backs sitting here. You could like get the face of your franchise for the next like 5 to 6 years.
They traded for Breida, so.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
I actually like Breida.
I do too.
I think he's actually really solid, and I think he'll actually do pretty good there. But it's just not the same as if so badly I wanted Jonathan Taylor to go there. Like Jonathan Taylor, like matching Jay Taylor. Like I just got like reminiscence of like Ricky Williams when he was in Miami. Like very kind of similar running styles between those two. I feel like, and matching Tua up with Jay Taylor. Like I just feel like you could just make some noise for like the next 5 years with those two. I thought it would have been badass, but.
And that's the other one. The Colts got Jonathan Taylor, and like that's perfect.
Yeah, I
The
think
Colts
that's
offensive line is fucking awesome, and Jonathan Taylor's awesome, so he should be a badass there. And they also got that kid Pittman from USC, the wide receiver.
Yeah, that'd be my pick. I think their draft was awesome because you got to remember, like, you got to include first rounder. They traded for Buckner.
Yeah,
like who's a stud. Like, so their first 3 picks were Buckner, Taylor, and Pittman. Like all huge needs for that team that all fit very well.
Yeah, I mean they have Phillip Rivers, so he's old and slow, but
Yeah,
he should be.
Stopgap.
But Rivers, I mean, they're not ready to compete right now, anyways. And he's a good holding. You know, he'll hold that position down until next year, where they can maybe get somebody in free agency or the draft, depending where
they're close to.
Yeah, I think they want to compete. That's
no, but yeah, I'm just saying, I don't see Rivers taking them to the AFC Championship. I mean,
he's got to find the spot in the youth, man.
Watching Rivers last year was, I mean, and I'm a Phillip Rivers fan, but that dude should have retired, man. Like watching him try to throw the ball like that. I forget what game it was. It was a Monday Night Football game. Like when they had like every opportunity. Like they got all these penalties in their favor, getting automatic first downs, and he threw like 9 incompletions in a row. Like just not even close to guys, dude. It was hard to watch. Like it's not like he didn't have weapons there. I mean, he's got freaking Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams, he's got all those dudes in the backfield. Like he's done, man. And I like Phil Rivers because he's a gamer. Like that dude's a competitor, man. But his best days are definitely far behind him.
I'd love it if he won one, but it seems unlikely.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. It's just, I would have loved it if he won one too, because he does. He's got fire for sure, and I love that, especially in a quarterback. But my God, he is. It almost looks like he doesn't even throw the ball anymore. It's like he pushes it out of his hand.
He always has had that weird.
Yeah, he's always had a weird release, but now it looks like it's not snapping out of his hand.
Yeah, it's just weird, man. It's rough, but yeah, no, the I was gonna circle back to something more you guys said, and I forgot what it was. But
well, who's your winner? Your other winner?
I mean, yeah, I think I go with the Packers. He's a Lions fan, right?
Did you see Carolina went all defense? Their entire draft is all defense.
That reminds me. I was gonna bring this up. I almost texted this to you guys. I like their coach. Like I think that dude they hired, I think he's gonna be like a sneaky. I don't know. I have a feeling he's gonna be like one of those like he's probably gonna be there for like the next like 10 years. Like I feel like he's the type of dude that's gonna just completely.
They gave him an 8-year deal, and they paid him a shit ton.
Yeah, I feel like I like him. I think he's gonna do a good job there. Like I think he's kind of like operating under the radar a little bit, but I think like in the next like 2 to 3 years, like Carolina's gonna be making some noise.
With Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, I'm not pulling Bridgewater.
Me either.
I mean, I don't think Bridgewater sucks.
I'm all in on McCaffrey. But I don't know.
Yeah, I love McCaffrey.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't see Bridgewater being like the franchise guy. I think he's good enough for the next like 2 to 3 years as they're kind of rebuilding everything else. I think Bridgewater is good enough to like if you put a good defense together, which obviously looks like they're trying to do. You got McCaffrey. Like I think he's a good enough manager to where you can go pretty deep into the playoffs with Bridgewater. He's a game manager. Like as long as he's not like turning the ball over and stuff, which he proved he played well last year when he's in New Orleans. Yep. So like I mean I understand New Orleans, that system is obviously a little different, is very quarterback friendly, but I think with enough pieces around him, which looks like they're putting together, like I think he's good enough to compete for an NFC championship at least, especially if you get a really good defense, which they're trying to put together. I will say this, I am super pissed that my boy Isaiah Simmons fell to 6 to the Chargers like I wanted, and they didn't take him. They took Herbert, which I will say right now, my 100% draft, prospect calling out. Herbert sucks. He's going to suck. Total flop. He is going to be trash. Herbert is going to blow.
There it is. It's recorded.
Yeah, recorded.
Oh.
I'm telling you right now, that dude, he's going to be a goon.
I don't know, man. If he sits for a year, that ball, he can throw the ball. He throws a tight spiral and it comes out hard and fast.
Flop.
He never looked good though. He never looked like it. Never. I watched Oregon all the time, and
was it last year or 2 years ago? He was already he was hailed as the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. So if he would have came out last year, he would have been.
Yeah,
been higher. Yeah.
You know who else threw the ball really hard and tight spiral and was projected number 1 overall pick?
A lot of people.
Marcus Russell.
Oh yeah.
He threw the ball really hard, really tight spiral,
and really far.
Yeah, number 1 overall pick, played at LSU, all these things. He sucked.
I know what?
Justin Herbert.
Question with that one.
No offense, Justin Herbert. I'm sure you're a nice dude, but I'm sorry, dude. You suck.
Wow. So you don't like Simmons in Arizona? I think that's fine. I mean, not as good, but it's fine.
I don't like the Cardinals.
That's a team that is going to make some noise. They're going to give some teams trouble.
I like the Cardinals a lot.
I like the Cardinals. So, I don't know. I don't like the Cardinals.
Drake.
I like Kyler, and yeah.
I hate Kyler Murray sucks too.
No. I disagree with that completely. I think Kyler Murray's going to be sweet this year.
Played very well towards the end of the year.
Kyler Murray's going to have a breakout year.
Kyler Murray,
and now he has Hopkins, and Fitz is still there.
Why do you always think people are weak in the mind, in the head?
Because, dude, he came out publicly and said he almost quit after week 4. He's
he played very well, so that would tell me that he's actually kind of strong mentally.
Nope. Trust me, that dude will be he'll be a thing of the past in the next 3 years.
I don't trust you on that.
Unless he gets hurt.
Hey,
unlike Lamar, Kyler's pro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he'll be out of any discussions in 3 years.
All right, it's on the record.
This has nothing to do with the draft, but I'll put this on the record. If Lamar Jackson doesn't take a step forward passing the ball this year, he will be kaput in less than 3 years.
Dude, I said that.
His style, he's either going to get hurt or defenses are just going to be like, yo, okay. Oh, we don't even got to worry about this dude throwing.
I mean, that's an obvious – what you just said is obvious, yeah.
Well, no, but last year everybody's saying, "Oh, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes." Are you kidding me? That is not a debate. Cannot. That's not even close to being a debate. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Who would you rather have? How could you even say that?
William, last year I was arguing against you two about Lamar Jackson.
He's a phenomenal athlete. You were dogging him as crap. I'm saying he's good.
Yeah, the only thing I've ever said about Lamar Jackson is that he doesn't suck. That's it. Chris thinks that he's the worst player in the world and that he sucks. No.
Yeah, you say
all I've ever said is that he doesn't suck.
He doesn't suck. He's the best athlete on the field when he's on the field. Best athlete on the field, bar none.
Yeah.
It's not even close in that regard. It's just he's got to be able to – at some point he's got to be able to throw a ball to win games.
Definitely.
What did I say? Last year, week 10, I said, as soon as the playoffs start and he starts facing some tough competition.
All right, boys, we got 10 minutes to wrap up.
Not everything's going to go in his favor, and he's going to fold like a house of cards. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he was a rookie. He's one of the youngest kids in the league.
He wasn't a rookie last year.
Or basically, it was his first time as a full-time starter.
He was.
Yeah, we understand your opinion here. All I've ever said is he doesn't blow. He doesn't suck.
Dude, that Cincinnati run was dirty.
He got a lot of those, yeah.
He's a poor man's Michael Vick. That's all he is.
I couldn't disagree more about Kyler, though. I think Kyler's breaking out.
Yeah, I think Kyler's pretty solid.
No, I don't like Kyler Murray. I don't like him. I think he's gonna suck. I think in 5 years, 3-5 years, he's gonna be fucking. He's gonna be Not even in any discussions. If he's even still in the league, might be a backup somewhere. I could see him as soon as he starts to kind of take a back seat, he's gonna go try to do something else, play baseball or something. I don't know, but I just think he's gonna suck.
Okay, well, we'll see.
We will see. What else? Is there any other big picks that you liked or surprised you, other than the Packers taking AJ Dillon and ruining everything else?
I think Philadelphia's draft was terrible.
Yeah, that's another Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that at all.
And the wide receiver they took was like I don't really know much about him, but I know there were some studs still on the board when they took that dude from was it TCU?
Yeah, Rager or something like that.
Yeah. Like he might. I mean, I'm sure he was up there, but I think Jefferson was still on the board. Who else was still on the board at that point? Pittman.
Yeah, there was a lot.
There were a lot of good receivers.
When you look at Philly, like the same sort of thing is like even more so than Green Bay. I mean, at least Rodgers is like 35 years old. Wentz like what, like 26?
Yeah, he's not old, and he just got a big deal. I mean,
he just signed that extension, like, and you're using your second round pick on Jalen Hurts. Like,
I mean, are they so like? Do they hate Dallas so much that they just wanted to keep Hurts away from Dallas because they knew Jerry Jones liked him? Like, I wonder if were they just playing keep away?
Well, like, and it's like you guys saying like maybe he's gonna be like a Taysom Hill, but like that's not worthy of a second round pick. You don't spend a second round pick on like a Taysom Hill, a player you're gonna use for what, 5 plays a game at most, like in a special wildcat format or some crap like that. Like that I can't imagine that that's what they drafted him for. And if they did, then they're even stupider than they thought. Like, I don't understand at all what they were thinking with that pick.
I mean, unless I don't know how Wentz's deal is structured. So maybe they're looking at it like, okay, Wentz is getting beat up. He's been hurt twice now in his career. Like maybe they're grooming him to maybe be somebody to take over, and they can cut.
If they think that or Wentz, then why extend his contract like they did? Like that, just I don't.
Oh, that was 2 years ago that they extended that.
Even if that's what they want to do, it's like, why would you pick Jalen Hurts? If you wanted a quarterback, go get like a real one.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like Jalen Hurts sucks.
I don't know. That's what I said. That's why I said Philly's draft was terrible. Like, I thought they did a terrible job.
That's what I said in the preview. Was like that was my one like shitty player that I came out and said was Jalen Hurts. And right now I'm saying that's gonna be Justin Herbert. Good job, San Diego.
San Diego.
They ruined it. Hey, let's move from San Diego, where we actually have a fan base. Let's go to LA, where LA already has a team that competed for a Super Bowl, and they still can't freaking sell out. But we'll go share a stadium with them and have 0 fan base. And then we'll also take a shitty quarterback and miss out on having a disgusting defense. Seriously.
They have so much talent there in San Diego. And they're on the edge too. They're another one of those teams that should be like competing. But
that's the thing. Like you're taking like that Herbert pick with the way that team is built right now, you need to be making a push to compete right now. So if you're taking a quarterback that high, like you need to think that they're coming in day one and taking you to the next level. And Justin Herbert.
Everything I hear, they say like they do not. There's 0 plan for him to start day one.
Which is
even Jordan Palmer, who's trained him for the draft and stuff, getting him ready. Jordan Palmer said like best situation for him would be to sit for a year.
And that's terrible because Tyrod Taylor has already proved that he sucks. Like they said the same thing in Cleveland. Like Tyrod Taylor's gonna be our guy, Baker Mayfield's gonna sit. Yeah, till they saw how terrible he was, and then come week 4, Baker's coming in. Like it's.
Okay, Baker came in, lit it up, and took a huge step backwards in the second year. Which that Odell Beckham, the worst thing they could have possibly done was trade for Odell Beckham.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
Sounds like Odell's going to be on the move again.
I've heard that.
Can't imagine. How many times can this dude get traded?
Send him to Miami.
Oh, God.
Yeah, send anyone to Miami. Along with your boy Royce Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah, Miami needs to go get my boy Royce Freeman. If they make a trade for Royce Freeman, I'm all in with the Finn, baby. Let's go.
Buying a Dolphin jersey.
Yeah. Dude, that would be, and I'm not even high on Tua, but just the
See, I don't know who is going to be good.
and the potential. I feel like it's there. So
If Tua can stay healthy, I think he's going to be awesome. But
see, I don't even think he's going to be good even if he stays healthy.
So yeah, I disagree with that one too. I think Tua could be Drew Brees. I mean, that's what he could be. Yeah.
I could see Tua going either way. I'm kind of indifferent on Tua. I'm not really sure what to make of that. So
I think this was a very weak QB class in my opinion. Like I think Burrow was the only can't miss.
I could see Tua being better than Burrow.
Oh hell no!
I could definitely see that.
I feel like Burrow is just like I don't know, man. He's got that it.
I don't know, man. Like I could see Burrow being all hype. Like I don't think he'll be a complete flop, but I could see him being like a Carson Palmer. Like nobody's writing Carson Palmer off as like like he was a number 1 overall pick. Like, but had some really good seasons. He had some seasons where he had a lot of weapons around him, and he had some really good seasons, and they competed, in the playoffs and everything. But like nobody was writing Carson Palmer off as being like an elite quarterback. I could see him kind of just being like a.
He had a couple of years of elite quarterback play.
Who?
Palmer.
Oh,
that's what I said. Like there was a couple years we had freaking Chad Ochocinco, TJ Houshmandzadeh, like.
Yeah, he was putting up like Peyton Manning type numbers. Like he was lighting it up.
Yeah,
but remember.
Speaking of Burrow, though, we got 2.5 minutes left. By the way,
yeah.
Off topic, where'd Moss's kid go? I didn't see where. From LSU.
He came back, didn't he? Thaddeus Moss. He's still at LSU, isn't he?
You sure?
No.
Before he entered the draft.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see. Yeah, I don't know. I could see Burrow.
He's in the draft.
He was like. It was so sudden. Like he doesn't have a long track record in college of being dominant. Like
1 year.
He has one season under his belt. Like
we granted, 2.5 minutes to less than a minute left.
Mine says 150.
Oh, I don't know why mine says.
But anyway, Burrow went from like his junior year being projected 6th round pick if he came out to one great year. Granted, it's like the greatest year ever. But, like, he's only got 1 year. Like, It's not a ton. Like, there's been some flash in the pan quarterbacks that just put shit together for one really good season, and then, like, you never hear from them again, a la Derek Anderson, a la, like some of these quarterbacks that for some reason they just have a year where shit clicks. Like, so for number 1 overall pick with as much hype as he has behind him, going to not the greatest of situations in Cincinnati, like, I don't know, man. I could see it not, being, Tua at least has multiple years under his belt. So, I don't know.
Moss went undrafted, by the way.
Wow. That's crazy. I thought he was good enough to at least get a look. I mean, just his dad alone should have gotten him a look.
Just his name, yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, man. What's your time say? I lost my ticker.
Yeah,
Less than a minute.
1 minute.
Well, if we get cut off, we'll just call back and start over.
I mean, I don't really.
I mean, we can wrap it up. I mean, let's give a final draft grade. Lions. Final draft grade. What are you giving?
I'd say B.
Yeah, I was gonna say B.
I mean, that's
B plus because he wants Swift Wiener in his mouth.
Swift alone gives it a B plus, maybe A minus.
What's the Swift pick just by itself?
I mean, it's an A plus. It's all